Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Killa Josh back at you again with another video, and today I thought I would do a double upload and react to Jazz's Myteam Twitter hot takes. Actually, I'm not sure if he added my part into the video, but I did actually respond to his tweet. If you guys don't already, subscribe to Jazz on YouTube, all that jazz. I believe you can see it on the bottom left corner. Also, I will leave a link to all his socials in the description. And this is my first time watching the video, so I have no idea what to expect. So we are gonna go ahead, full screen it, and we are gonna start this video. Oh wait, yeah, if you guys are new to my channel as well, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as we are on the road to 2,000 subs. Without any further ado, let's get right into this video. Let me see, get the audio up all the way.
Here we go. So guys, welcome to another Twitter Myteam hot takes video. So I do this every week. I put a post up on Twitter. I usually drop one of my own hot takes and get you guys to drop your own underneath. As you can see, we've got a ton of them today. I'm going to have to try and get through these quicker than normal because there is a lot of them today. If you want to get involved, guys, drop us a follow on Twitter and you'll see these posts pop up every week. I'll probably drop the next one in 5 days. And if you're new to the channel, you've been watching for a while, whatever, just have a look and see if you're subbed. If you're not, we're only 60 subs away from our goal from this year. But what this video is I basically react to every single one of these and decide whether I think it's a hot take or not. Now, the biggest part of these videos, guys, is the comments. You guys let me know whether you agree or you don't. There is no right or wrong answer. It's all opinion at the end of the day. And, you know, I really want to hear your opinion. So drop a comment below if there's anything you agree with, you disagree with. You know, it's all about perspective at the end of the day. Right, let's start with mine. And like I said, I'm going to be quick. So, my take is 2K22 has been the best year that we've had in terms of gameplay for a long time, especially when it comes to avoiding exploits. The big exploits in the game are Luca on next gen, which most people who run Luca will just take bad shots. And I've got to the point now when I use Luca lineup, I'm happy because I'll just off-ball Luca the whole game. He won't be able to get his shots off, and they'll usually rage quit. Luca players are bots, guys. Like, if you learn to defend them, it's not so much of a problem. But yeah, it's infuriating when those shots go in. Paint mashing with Galaxy Opal Yao.
Pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But you guys are gonna see my thoughts on mashing in a second, and I think a lot of people would like to agree. I think they'll realize, like, hey, you know what, this makes a lot of sense.
The other one is backdoor cuts on current gen, which have been in the game for years, and I just think they're just like the ultimate exploit in the game. Other than that, though, guys, if you compare it to last year specifically, the reason I say this is the speed burst in particular on current gen was every single possession.
That shit was annoying. Literally, back to back. Speed burst screen, speed burst screen.
This year that has been done every single possession without being punished, and I think the speed burst was that last year. So I think it has been a major step up. There's still work to do for sure, but that's why I say that. Right, let's move on. Killa Josh with his first hot take here. I know he's got two. Go check him out on YouTube, he's doing amazing things. Right,
my God, Jazz, the shout out, man. Shout out to my God, Jazz, with the W shout out.
So my opinion on this has changed in the last couple of weeks. I agree with this take, so I don't think it's a hot take. I think the endgame cards are a better idea, mainly, not because of the endgame cards, because I think they're quite boring now. I think we all know what we're going to expect, but the other cards that come with them, like the glitch taco the other day that I picked up, it's giving everyone the opportunity to have a decent version of a decent card in the game.
Yeah.
So we haven't got people that, you know, wanted Taco all year and never got him. I think that's great. So I do agree it's a better take. Coach Kobo on YouTube as well. Go check him out. Does amazing videos. Lovely guy. The hot take is the end game cards are overrated. Okay. The lower badge versions of cards are still pretty good and might be better when you badge them out. I don't want all my players to have jump shot 3 or set shot 25, make the game super stale.
Now, that's not a bad hot take. I do understand that. But to say that the other cards are better versions is just blasphemous, bro. Like, it doesn't get any better than that Trae Young escape. And Jazz, I think you would agree with me when I say that Trae Young escape is the best escape in the game, and it's not even close.
Oh yeah, I get it. I don't think they're overrated. This is a hot take.
Not at all.
I agree with the second part of this. Lower badge versions of cards are still pretty good. Like, my primary ball handler is still Hero Jordan, who came with 35 offs. I badged him up to 79 offs. That's what he's talking about, and he's still my primary ball handler. But there's not a huge amount of examples of cards that have the 16 animations that really can compete with, you know, point guard Giannis or endgame Taco. Like, I don't think they're overrated, but I get what you're saying, that there are alternatives to those cards.
Yeah, I definitely get what he's saying. It makes a lot of sense. They're like, but saying that might be better when you badge him out, that is a hot ass take.
And skill gap does come into it most of the time, right? Josh, again, my other hot take is that mashing isn't as OP as we think. In actuality, it just requires way more effort to stop than we'd like because of how easy it was to get stops in the paint with just our hands up in previous years. This is a good take. So,
thank you, Jazz. Thank you. And I do want to say, if you guys really think about it, think about the previous years, how much we used to complain about someone just having their hands up in the paint and we actually take a good layup and we'd miss it just because their hands is up. But now that like mashing's in the game and people like they take advantage of you jumping, so like we're so used to like kind of, I don't want to say poorly. Our paint defense is pretty bad. If you just like this every time you get a stop and you know you're gonna stop, that's pretty bad on defense. So I think mashing kind of did open up that door. Mashing is annoying. I think mashing is just mainly annoying and not OP. I think that's what it is.
I think it went from one extreme to another. This is why I think this is a hot take for this reason. Last year, 2K20 as well, just post scoring didn't exist in the game. So they've obviously come into this year and gone, right, paint scoring needs to exist. And that's what Josh is saying. Last year, the previous couple of years, it was so easy to defend that, people didn't do it. This year, they put it in. They've made it doable. Here's the actual problem with paint mashing this year. It's not the mashing. You can defend it.
Definitely.
It's the fact that the 3-second violation
non-existent. It's non-existent. Yeah, like it's literally like the dude would be there, throw about 7 pump fakes. I'm looking at the ref like, that's not like where my 3 seconds at? Like for real.
Sometimes it's 2 seconds. Sometimes it's 10 seconds. Like sometimes you mash once and suddenly you get called for a violation. And sometimes you can mash 8, 9, 10 times. And when that happens, you just can't defend it. You're not going to predict it. So the actual issue is with the game. It's a glitch in the game that's caused this, rather than the mechanics of how hard it is to stop someone mashing the post. Right, Jojo, endgame magic is the most underrated card in the game. He's my best player on a stack team, and he's relatively cheap. Never run into him in unlimited. I think it's a good take. I don't think it's a hot take. Endgame magic and Giannis are very similar cards. Giannis is 2 inches taller. The issue with Magic is he has a problem with his running style, but Giannis has a problem too. Giannis dribbles the ball too far from his body and he gets stripped. Next time you watch Giannis dribble on the court, the point guard Giannis, look at how far away the ball is from his body, which really does leave him open to getting stripped.
All I heard from Jazz telling me about Giannis is every time he's point guard, press square. I will spam square. So if you run against me, if you see Killa_Josh_YT on PSN and you play against me and you have point guard Giannis, I will be reaching every single time.
So they both got kind of issues, but PG Giannis, in my opinion, is the best point guard in the game. A lot of people would have that opinion too, and no one really thinks about Endgame Magic. So I agree. I don't think it's a hot take. Endgame Magic probably is the most underrated card in the game. Right, Ahmed. He's got 2 here. My hot take is you don't need to buy the best player in the game for winning compared to other years at any stage of the game this year. That's interesting. Like in last year, there is a stage where if you don't have X player, you're going to lose. It doesn't feel like that. Okay.
I agree with him because this is me personally. Like when I was getting Chris Webber, I was almost trolling with the lineups I was running. First, I was running with Lonzo Ball. Then I got Michael Ray Richardson when he was on the wheel, and I was actually dropping people off with that card, hitting mad contested shots. Here's the Draymond jump shot, by the way. Just keep that in mind. And like the KD escape, which is not even a good escape. What else was I doing? I was running Jalen Rose, who's actually pretty fucking bad. He's pretty bad. Like I like the card at first, but he's pretty bad. Like pretty terrible. Not gonna lie. But yeah, like I think you could use any card in the game, and even unlimited. When I didn't get the 12-0 award, but I was running Joe Johnson, and I was actually winning some games. And Joe Johnson was actually keeping me in a lot of games. Like, so I definitely don't think this is a hot take. I agree.
Okay, so I agree. But getting to a point now, like I said, best card in the game. If you know how to move, a card like the Melo is going to be overpowered. A card like Endgame Taco is going to be overpowered. But 90% of people who don't know how to move, there's no difference between the entry-level Taco and Endgame Taco. Apart from the jumper, that's it. So I agree. I think it's been the best year for variation. If you actually go back to like this time last year or this time the year before, you would run into basically 5 of 10 cards every game. Everyone was running the same players. Right now, you're still seeing people run opals like Gerald Wallace. The usable cards in this game is probably about 500 guys. It's probably
That's
about
good.
500 usable
That's actually really
cards.
good
Right,
for
it's not
2K.
a
I
hot
like
take.
it.
Right, he's got another one. It's not a hot take. He said it's not. Paint Bash and maybe Blocks only thing I saw as a problem in 2K in 22 is a problem. It's a really good game though. Blocks is a good point. Blocks is the other thing I should have included in my original post. They are completely overpowered. Like, the Blocks
Yeah.
is broken.
Yo, there be times where like you be wide open and you're trying to dunk, but they would give you the weakest layup animation so that you get blocked. Yeah, no. Blocking is definitely low. Super OP this year. Like, this shit is bad.
That's one thing we need to fix next year. So I agree with that. I think it is a hot take actually, Ahmed, because I think there's more issues than that, and I think Luca being the biggest one. Right. Okay. So next up we've got Cool Wave. Triple Threat Online is the worst it's ever been. Huge waste of time. Oh, and the AI is steadily regressing. This is the hottest take we've got today by a long shot. Right, let me tell you about Triple Threat Online. So I think I said earlier, my record is 39-4. It's the best it's ever been in Triple Threat Online. I usually have a win ratio of like 75 to 80%. We're pushing like 90% this season. Here's the reason. I learned to dribble. Honestly, guys, if you learn to dribble and you really know how to get open, TTO can be one of the most fun game modes you can play. I hated this mode 2 months ago. Right now, it's one of my favorite modes. So
Yeah, I've been seeing Jazz. Jazz be moving. He moves way better than me for sure.
It's right. The AI is pretty bad. You're trying to control 3 players at once. One of them's always trying to do something stupid. So there we go. Trickster, right? You've got 2. Let's do the second one first. Dark Matt D-Rose still holds his own online. This is unfortunate because you posted this a few minutes before they announced Invincible D-Rose. I know when this came through. In Triple Threat Online, sure. In Unlimited, his defense is a problem. His season animations is the reason.
If you run against me in Triple Threat, on my team Unlimited, when I see Derrick Rose, I am calling a pick and roll every play until he hits that screen. Like, the entire 24 seconds if I need to. Derrick Rose is hitting the screen.
You're saying this. I get what you're saying. D-Rose, a lot of the cards that we like have D-Rose size up, which comes from D-Rose. But the Dark Matter version, nah. Not anymore. Not anymore. The Invincible version, fine, but this height is just an issue at this point in the game. It really is, like with the point guards that we have. I don't think he can compete in Unlimited, but in other game modes you can have fun with him. But because you've said online you've been ambiguous about it, I'm going to assume you mean Unlimited, and that's a hot take. Right, another one, I agree with your take. Only thing I hate is CTO players randomly double teaming. Yeah, we've touched on this. The defense,
I've never experienced that.
Is a disaster.
I've never experienced that random double team.
Smaller guards have had the longest longevity in my team compared to previous years.
I agree.
100% true, yeah.
I agree.
I think we're finally getting to a point now where they are less usable but not unusable.
Yeah.
At this point in the game in previous years, we've been running 6'10" and above, Ben Simmons or
Yep.
up.
I agree.
That's not the case now. People are still running MJ effectively, like competitively. So we've got 6'6", 6'7" guards in the game that are still really strong. And I only think up until a few weeks ago, cards like Steph were still very OP as, in the right hands. I was running Hero Steph for 6 weeks through like April and May. There's never been another my team where I could say that. So not a hot take, really good take.
It's a good take.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, W name. I think this can be applied to most sports titles, but it's ridiculously unfair to sit there every year and say the game feels the same. I've played every game since 17. They've always changed year on year. Even the ones I don't like, you can see how they built upon them.
I think the only thing that stays the same is the way that. I think the only thing that really stays the same is pretty much how the graphics look. The reason why that doesn't bother me is like, how much better can the graphics get? Like how much better can they really get at this point? So I definitely agree. Because I had to learn how to dribble this year, and I learned, and I still barely know how to dribble. Last year I didn't even need to know how to dribble. I just need to know how to burst. So I definitely feel like every year is something different, and they build on it. So people to say, "Oh, it's the same game every year," shut up. You just want something to complain about.
I don't know how much people say at this point that the game is the same as last year. There is a lot of similarities with last year, but they've definitely evolved it. Like we talked about, paint matching, jumpers, we've got endgame concepts, we've got new game modes like clutch time. I think it's completely ridiculous at this point to say it's the same as last year, because 2K have made a conscious effort this year to listen, adapt, respond, and improve the game. So yeah, I don't think it's at all fair. Not a hot take, I agree with it. Next up we got Pluck. Current gen is better than next gen. Oof. Since I...
I'm gonna hear him out first before I say anything, because there was a point in time where, like, even later in the year, I was playing current gen almost every day with my friend K-Bo, because he didn't get his next gen console yet, for about a good 3-week span. Current gen feels like you're playing in fucking mud. There's just no way. Dribbling way smoother, like movement, dribbling way smoother on current gen. So oh, that is a hot ass take. Like, I might go put my AC on because of how hot that take was. You know what? Let me put on my AC, because that was a hot fucking take. That take was just too hot for this room, man. That take was just way too hot for this room.
AI defense is so cracked on next, you can just sit corner that your CPU is able to work. All defenders get bailed out by cracked CPU on next. Whereas they get exposed pretty easily on current. Dribbling and movement definitely smoother on next though. I
think that's bad. Like, I don't agree.
Ridiculously hot take. I don't agree with this at all. So I play unlimited on current gen. The reason I play unlimited on current gen is because the comp level is way worse. That's the main reason. If PS5 next gen unlimited wasn't as toxic and as overpowered as it is, I would stay on next gen for unlimited too. But no way. In terms of defense, like, if you're saying defending is easier on current gen, you haven't tried to defend Luka on next gen.
Not at all.
The hardest thing to on any gen in the
hell yeah.
Like, Luka on next gen completely devalues his argument to me. You guys let me know if you disagree. But
Jazz, we are in the same boat, man. Current gen is terrible. But you know what? I'm gonna try playing unlimited on that if it's easier. I might do that.
Saying that, like, four defenders getting bailed out, like, Luka is the ultimate bailout card, guys. You have to be able to defend on ball and really well. You also don't have the backdoor cut issue and all of that stuff. There's no way I can say current gen is better than
no way.
It's a significantly worse game to me, current gen. Right, Sean. People should stop being too focused on the MT and the meta cards in the game and actually have fun. I appreciate theme teams and theme squad builders as well. Okay, I agree with this, but it's a hot take. Okay, let me tell you why. So,
I agree. I think it's a good, like, I get what you're trying to say. The not focus on MT, that's a little outrageous, because you can't have fun if you don't got some type of MT, you know what I mean? The meta cards thing I definitely agree with, because my friend sort of was trolled that I was running Joe Johnson, and like I still will run Joe Johnson until I find a better substitute for that shooting guard spot off the bench. So yeah, I will continue to run Joe Johnson.
I wish this is how the 2K community wants, but it's not. All they care about, MT, how can I get this card, how can I build the best squad I can. It doesn't really matter the reason, I just want to do it. It's grinding, it's sniping, it's all of that. It's boring. The idea of fun has been lost on this game a long time ago, and here's why it's a hot take. No one in the community actually believes this. No one thinks like this. That's the problem. My 3 worst performing videos on my channel are 3 fun squad builders. No one is interested in watching someone have fun on this game. They just want to know how to make a bit more MT. How do I get this card? So yeah, it is a hot take in the wider community, but I 100% agree with you. Right. Not sure how spicy this one is. It's from DFS. Right. But removing Showtime and Heart Crusher was a great example of addition by subtraction. Heart Crusher's cute gameplay. I recently played 2K21 Domination to be the first in the world for ball pierce. And my players went cold for standing there. Yeah. So Heart Crusher and Showtime were like the physical, like, badges that represented algo in the game. So
hell yeah.
Is that the badge has been taken out, but the algo still exists. Because Showtime would make your whole team hot, which would push your sliders up. Heart Crusher would make your whole team cold, which would push your opponent's sliders down.
Call me toxic, but I miss Heart Crusher. Like, getting blocks and you making somebody cold. Ooh. Because, like, imagine if they kept, like, you see how OP blocking is? If they would have kept Heart Crusher in, 250 would have been so ugly. So ugly, bro. Like,
those 2 things still happen in the game. Algo's still a thing. We've all experienced it. So, I think the 2 things still exist. But I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I can't decide. You guys let me know. I think it's gone, which is good, but I think it still exists in some way, shape, or form. Right. Jacob, I'm going to come to at the end. Right. Kerr, Invincible Luca is better than any endgame card they've released and will release besides himself.
Please, please.
I've got very quick. You're right. You're 100% right. It's not a hot take. The Invincible Luca in particular, like the power within Luca now, I think he's easy to stop. I think we've got, 7-foot guards guarding him. I think it's easier to stop like power within Luca than it was even 2 weeks ago. The Invincible one can move and get open, so he creates his own problems. Yeah, for me, the best card in the game has been Jordan, without question.
Oh yeah, Jordan.
Majority of people, it will
tough.
be Invincible Luca. So
No, I think it's Jordan. It's Jordan.
Sorry, Invincible Steph, the best PG on the game in the right hands. I literally said this earlier. Now,
not the best point guard.
It's a very hot take. Like I said, recently I was running Hero Steph as my point guard, and I know what you mean by in the right hands. If you could use that curry Steph, his jump's really quick. You can definitely cook with him. I think at this point though, it's become a hot take. I think not too long ago it was a good take. Now it's become a hot take. It's going to be way harder for Steph to get down point guard.
Don't come around me, Steph. I will abuse him. Like, if you come around me with Steph, like, cool, he'll get his points, but I am going to make that man work on defense. Like, you put him on the small forward. I'm running pick and rolls with the point guard and small forward until you decide that Stephen Curry needs to sit down. Because I promise you, I promise you don't want to load up against me with Invincibles. I promise you don't.
Giannis, I think defensively he's going to cause a problem. Like, Invincible Steph won't be able to defend point guard Giannis. They've got the same animation, that Curry escape. One of them's going to get a lot of stops, the other one ain't. So, yeah, I don't agree. And I'm good with Steph. He's one of my favourite cards in the game this year. Right, then, 2 from him. I don't think backdoors are crazy because of how easy it is to block. That's good. I think next gen needs cuts. Oh, no.
No.
The AI shouldn't be getting to
hell no.
More than maybe 3 times depending on settings. A person's falling asleep off all day should be punished. I agree with the last bit.
But do not add that shit to next gen.
Backdoor cuts on next gen. They exist actually. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can do it using 2 buttons, which most people are too lazy to do. Or you can actually set, do the handoff, the handoff animation. You can set that to actually control another player, which is another way of doing a backdoor cut. So there are ways of doing backdoor cuts on next gen, but I don't want to see you press triangle and backdoor cut.
Yeah, nah.
Because even if you're like on balling, the AI goes to sleep. The AI is not good enough to handle backdoor cuts in this game. So it's a hot take. It's a hot take. Right, what's your other one? My team up could single-handedly make tens of millions of dollars and easily pull players in. There's unlimited amount of VC to spend on packs where, as in Park, you can only spend a set amount. Also, this would be more fun in clutch time, big W's around. 100% agree. Not a hot take at all. The one thing that we've been wanting for a long, long time is my team up. It would completely transform the game. I don't think they're ever going to do it because I think it will distract from everything.
I don't really like my team up idea because like there's a way you can play team up and use my team players, and like with the cards there is now, nah, it's not fair. Cause like some cards are better than others, and like one team may have Taco and Yao on the same team, and the other is gonna have like Dark Matter, Invincible, End Game, LaMelo and Magic, and it's like what the fuck I'm gonna do with a 7'6" point guard or a 7'6" shooting guard? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't agree.
Anything else? You know how you said they're gonna make money? I don't know about that. I think you'll get people who will literally just play my team up, so they'll get that one card that they want to use, and they won't get any other cards. 2K needs us grinding the game. Game time is the most important thing to 2K. So if we're not on the game, playing all the time, endlessly grinding for cards that we're probably not going to use, that's a problem for them. So I don't think it's something we're ever going to see, but it would be the best addition they can make to this game. Okay, let's go to Jacob. I've left this for last for a reason. My hot take is that everything you listed above is far worse than any exploits over the last 3 years. At least with the first 3, I had some faith in myself stopping people doing those. I had zero faith in getting contests on Luca. Right. I've left this to last for a reason. First of all, is the first time Jacob did ratio me, so that's a W. Secondly, this is complicated because Jacob is the reason I don't agree with Jacob, but it's also the reason I understand Jacob. Right? Let me explain. I don't think he's talking about like when it comes to exploits. The speed burst last year was the worst on current gen. It was the worst. I didn't have next gen, so it wasn't like I had the choice. I only had current gen. I didn't get PS5 till right at the end of the year. And every single game was speed burst, possession changes, speed burst, possession changes, speed burst. It was non-stop. Every single possession. This year there is nothing that people do like that. Apart from maybe Luca, but we know if someone doesn't know how to use a move and groove with Luca and get open,
move and groove,
him, guys, and he causes rage quits a lot of the time. But I think this is what Jacob actually means, because he taught me, his videos taught me how to have fun on this game. It transformed my whole experience of 2K22. Until May, I was that guy who was like cheesing with Luca, right? Maybe till April. You know, I just take bad shots because I could and I knew they would go in. But when I learned to dribble watching Jacob's videos and started running through cards like MJ or Finley instead, even cards like Jabari Smith, I started to realise that one, I was having way more fun with the game, and two, I was having way more success with the game than I was with Luca. So I
think I might have to get in the lab and watch some Jacob videos.
The reason I don't agree with Jacob is because Jacob showed me that it's actually more overpowered not to use Luca. Like that's the situation for me. Now I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with this, but go back and watch my videos for the last month, 6 weeks, and look at me cook with those other cards. I'm not.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know. Yo, I was watching Jazz use. Who was it? He made Web, like he had me excited to get Weber. I get Weber. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. This man Jazz over here shooting contested 4-pointers. Just trade escape green with like a every time he green it's a yellow 14, 8, 7. Like it didn't matter. So I could do the same thing. So I might have to check in with Jacob because he might make this last month of the game actually fun for me. But yeah, I think I agree with Jazz for the most part. I don't think he said anything wrong here.
Doing that with Luca, guys. I'm not doing that with Luca. Some of the shots that I can hit with like MJ or even Jokic off the trade escape and things like that. Yeah, I'm not doing that with Luca, guys. I also think Luca's become less overpowered as the years gone on and the defenders have got lengthier and easier to stop. But here's the bit that I agree with, because I think Jacob is talking about fun, guys. When Jacob spent a lot of the year talking about why the cards not have fun animations, I didn't get it because I didn't know how to use them. I was like, I'm fine. I'm shooting bad shots at Luca, they're all going in, I'm getting every card, it's fine. And then the cards started dropping with those animations, and then I learned how to do them, and then I understood it. The way Jacob plays this game, he is the ultimate dribble head. He's competitive, he's playing at a high level. So he spent the majority of this year not having cards that he could use, have fun with, and instead be faced with a meta, which is people taking bad shots with Luca. That is frustrating with actual motivation. I got to a point where I think Luca was underpowered by the time I learned to dribble, and I played the game all year in multiple different ways. So it didn't have that effect on me. But I completely understand what he's saying and why he's saying it, and why it's absolutely true to him. But in my opinion, the exploits on current gen last year was
terrible.
So far and above.
So bad. So bad. No, like I'm not even gonna lie to you, yo. 2K21 actually made me depressed, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. The game was it had such a bad impact on me. Like I was miserable. Oh my gosh, that game was dark times, man. Dark times.
Was insufferable, guys. That's my opinion. Right, guys, this is the point where you drop your comments. You let me know what you think. We'll do this again next week. Like I said, guys, we're 60 subs away from our goals.
Alright, guys, that's gonna conclude the reaction video. Man, Jazz is doing his thing here on this channel, man. Make sure y'all watch these videos on his channel. Jazz is doing his thing. He is definitely he knows what he's doing. He's on the right path, down taking the right steps. Be sure to go watch this video for your own though, like without the my extra commentary. And make sure you follow him on Twitter so that you can be a part of his next Wow, I didn't even know when it happened. Make sure you go tune into his Twitter so you can be a part of his next video. If you guys did enjoy this video and you'd like to see more videos like this from me, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 2,000 subs. Without any further ado, it's me, your boy Killa Josh, and I'll holler at you dudes later.